Hello, this is Allison Church. I hope you're having a wonderful night. 13 days and counting. Oh, I got some good news today. I got my A1C, my final A1C count, before I go in and have my surgery. And I still assume that they're probably going to do it the day of too. But my A1C is at 6.1, which is relatively low and is in a good zone for healing and the healing factor, which is important when you're a diabetic. It's not a bad feat considering that when I started this adventure to get where I am today, my A1C at the time was at 10.8. I was heading toward amputation theater. Allison saved my life. I saved my life. Today I thought I'd talk about the one thing that is important in my life, and sometimes in the life of people who are away from the normal path and live alternative lifestyles. Being a transgender female, I can only speak for my own. But that is the subject of horror. Several classics come to mind that are my favorite. The Picture of Dorian Gray, Nosferatu, Dracula, of course, Frankenstein or Frankenstein. The Thing. You know, what I liked about these stories is that they would bleed into other genres like, science fiction or psychological. I prefer psychological horror to that of the gore. Rod Serling is one of my favorite story or wordsmiths that I thoroughly enjoy. I think what horror does, at least for me as a horror writer, is that it gives one the opportunity to explore forbidden or wrongly hung fruit, for lack of a better descriptive. You can take what normals call repulsive or almost demonic and make them more humanizing, like the way that in the Karloff version of Frankenstein, which has not been equaled, the pathos that you see from the creature, the agonizing awareness of the film watcher when he sees that the evil in the movie is not the creature, is not Karloff. It's the way the public treats him as the outsider. Now, to me, that's deep, because being transgender, also being involved with law enforcement, and having to deal with those individuals who see who I am as a weakness and try to attack me on that level. You almost feel like the creature at that one moment when he's in the dungeon and he sees sunlight coming at him and he just hungrily tries to reach up for it. In my mind, when I look at that, that's me in the reality of the world, only trying to find simple acceptance. Let me take that back. I would love to be loved. I would love to be respected. But we live in an imperfect world. And love and respect are kind of like a treasure. You have to find it. And once you have it, you better hoard the shit out of it. And horror helps me with that. I'm working on a transgender horror piece right now that I haven't really named yet, but I am labeling it identity. There's not a one of us, normal, trans, homosexual, bisexual, asexual, pansexual, or any other sexual in the spectrum they haven't coined a phrase for yet, who haven't wanted to know the question, or the question is this who I am? Is this all I'll ever be? And then we spend our whole freaking lives trying to answer that most complicated question. Think in deep thoughts. And I hope that you enjoyed listening to me, because without horror, I would have gone insane years ago. And I thank God for those sick, twisted people who sit down at a typewriter, or in the old days with, quill and ink, or the word processor people, or the people today who, like me, do it on Microsoft Word. God bless you all for your monsters. 13 days to go. This is Allison Church, and this has been Allison Through the Looking Glass. So please, be kind, be tolerant, but above all, my friends, be happy. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.